Yes, I guess I should start talking. It is Sunday, August 16th. I hope you guys can come in and join me, see what's up. So I got the CNBC screen up. This is for Friday because remember, I did not do a video on Friday. Oh man, I was very tired working at the job. So we're going to do a video today though, and it's Sunday. There's nothing going on with the market, so it's kind of good to just come out here and just talk about it. So I'm sitting here trying to share my video. There I go. There I go. What's up, everyone? Let me see. Retweet this. No. Oh, it ain't gonna let me, I don't think. All right, it did. All right, so let me get my chat window up and we can get started. All right. I think I'm live. So what's up, everybody? So, man, this is what happened Friday, right? It's old news. It's old news now. It's 2 days old. I'm just looking at it. It's funny how the SP was down. NASDAQ is down. Dow was up a little bit. The VIX was down, man. I think that's key. And the Russell's down, one of my favorite indexes. So let's just look at those and we'll talk about some of the things that I'm in. So, here it is, man. The SPX, right? SPX, the S&P 500 index. And when I look at this, one of the first things I'm just looking at is, I can see the high right there. This is the hour chart. It's not the all-time high, though. We're close to it. I'll zoom out in a minute and you can see what's going on there. But since this date, right, and you can see that crossover, that's between my two moving averages, the 9, which is the blue, and the 20, which is the purple. This is actually a real good trading method. If you just want to trade moving averages, you can have a slow one out there. You can have a fast one. You pick which speeds, and when they cross over, you can buy when the fast goes above the slow, and sell when the slow goes below the fast. So here, let's say we did that, right? Could I draw lines right there? Yeah. So right here. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's a crossover, right? So let's say we put that in effect. We bought here. Oh, man, we would have made killer profits. Killer profits. Hey, babe, Julie Vox, first one in the house. So you can see it this whole time. The short, the 9 is above the 20, right? And then right here, which happens to be Friday's action, it finally crossed back. So what does that mean? It could mean we're at a top. I mean, I don't know. It could actually cross right back over. It dips, like something like here crossed over. And oh no, not really. That actually lasted a few days. But if you was gonna trade this method, you would be out until this blue line crosses over the purple again. So this could stay crossed over for some time. So it's just you have to keep that in mind. So that's kind of bearish to me. Stochastic is heading down. It's the slow stochastic. It could turn up any moment, but it's just a little something to be wary about. When we came down here, we didn't make a high. If I could zoom in right here, right, we came down. This is a lower high right there, and I don't know if we want to count that. We won't count that as a lower low. We'll just count that as a tie, and we'll see what happens. If it breaks that little channel right there, it could be some downside coming. So let's hope that we could get above that action and maybe start to trade and challenge that high. So let's zoom out to the 4-hour, and now you can see the all-time high, and that's what the struggle is all about, right? So zoom in here. What is that, 33.93? Yeah, so right here, there it is. If I come straight across, 33.93. Now I'm gonna zoom right back in, and there's the high. We're falling just below it, It's always tough, a double top. It's one of the good things is that we went up to it, and we might as well just go ahead and call it the top right there. We talking a point, 2 points, 33.93. Where did we go? The high was 33.87. Yeah, so we fell short 6 points. We'll just go ahead and call it a top for old time's sakes to make it easy. Going to Pluto, whoop, baby. I can't read your name because you're on Twitch. But what's up, man? What's up, my Twitch follower? We'll call it that. But here's the thing: it didn't retreat, and so we went up there and we're holding it. So that's good. I think that's good. Now when I zoomed in on the hourly, we showed the crossover. Here's the 4 hour though, right? Still the purple's below, the blue is above the purple. So everything is all good on the 4 hour. Everything is good on the daily, I'm sure, right? Yeah, everything looks good, and everything is good on the weekly. It's just the 1 hour that looks a little troubling, and the 1 hour is it's a short chart. It's a short time frame, so whatever goes wrong in that, it could actually correct itself in a few hours and be good. I'm blue cupping it. Get a little thirsty from talking. So where we go from there, I don't know. This is a hell of a damn. Look at that V, man. Anyway, let's bring up the Qs and see what's going on over there, and we'll do the same analysis. We'll start with the hour, and all I just see is sideways action. I just see a channel, and I could start from right here, right there. Maybe I should get rid of all these lines. Let's do that. Let's start with a clean slate. Get rid of all these lines. There we go. Let's just channel that, right? It's in there. It's sideways. It's trying to make up its mind. It's trying to make a decision. Stochastic is down. I kind of like that because when it goes back up, possibly we can break out. But this is simple, y'all. This is simple, right? We reached the top, not once, but twice. We reached the bottom. Let's say one time. So I think there's more pressure going to the top. The moving averages are still from the lower left to the upper right. It's going sideways now. I think the momentum is still to the upside, believe it or not. I know it's crazy. So, but it's indecision. We'll call it sideways, right? It's top of the channel, below the channel. If you look at, here's a low, right? And here's a high, a low. Here's a high. So, we could easily just bump up and get a higher high right here, and everything's still good in an uptrend. So I don't think there's actually anything to worry about with the Qs yet. Yeah, I just don't. Let's pull up the 4 hour, which is what I like. And gosh, man, way back here, what is that, February at the top, February 14th? That line is crooked. Let's do that again. Somewhere like that. Look how much we went. We went through the high and then some, right? So from there to here, wow, we're 15% on the Qs above the February high. That's crazy. So imagine if the S&P can do that, right? 15%. If it were to do that, what we need to happen is and everybody participate. We need the banks, we need the industrials, we need the communications, we need the consumer cyclicals, we need the consumer staples, we need all of that stuff just to work. I think to bring it up to 15% above the high. I mean, because the Qs are doing it with those 4-5 stocks, and the ones I'm talking about, and those are actually even bringing up the S&P, making it to where it is today. So full steam ahead, man. I actually think it stays elevated till the election. I'm just throwing a number out there because anything else is going to make who look bad. Mr. JRH, on a Sunday, you said you think we go sideways until another stimulus. And I think we're going to get that. It's just unbelievable that they procrastinate, I heard that they're going to bring, Congress might get together and not talk about the stimulus. Talk about the post office, how they delay and elect. We can't deliver mail anymore. I'm telling you, that's a lie. We can do it. They just not letting us do it. We can do it. All they got to do is say, do it, and we can do it. So, that's another story in itself with the whole mail thing going on. But we're ready. We're ready to do it. Just tell us to do it, and we can do it. It's really that simple. Oh, man. So you heard they was removing the blue mailboxes. Why? Why would they do that before the election? Why would they do that 3 months before the election? It makes no sense to me. Now I heard they not going to do it. You could just tell. It's a setup, man. It's a big. It's. I'll let y'all use your imagination. You said the weird part is you think that inflation concerns will drive the markets and gold higher with stimulus or not. Yeah, but what about just the economy, like the real economy with people losing their jobs? You know what I mean? And um, all of that, the whole, what's that thing I can't think of what I'm saying. The evictions, and I know he signed something. Notice I'm not trying to use names. He signed something to keep us in, but I'm hearing people still facing evictions, and I think it's still set up to get ugly. Last week's jobless number, there's still it was just this much below a million jobs, but bottom line, there's still a million people that was knocking on the door trying to collect unemployment last week. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. I don't know. I think the continuing claim still might be close to 20 million. I don't know why the market's going. It's truly a disconnect. Okay, it's just disconnected. So it's definitely two things going on, and I don't think that the inflation or anything stimulus. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I think that stuff can affect the markets and also the economy. No, I'm not good at this. I'm really talking out my game because I just like looking at the charts. But it's two different economies, and I don't know if it's going to matter. If if we go to inflation and hyperinflation, we really going to be in trouble. So gold is reflecting that, silver and all the metals. I actually got into the Rios. I got into all of those steel. What do those guys make? Anyway, I suck at this. I got into the Rio, the BHP Billetins. Right, this is the 4-hour chart. And the Vale, they all basically kind of do the same thing. But that's what I'm in my buying whole portfolio. What do they make? The iron ore and all that stuff, the iron ore pellets and things like that. So anyway, yeah, I'm not good at that stuff. I'm good at just looking at the chart. So we look at, it's hard for me to put that stuff together, especially like a time now, trying to learn how the economy works with what you see in the market when there's a total disconnect. I don't even think you can learn it if you want to, because you're saying, okay, this is going on, so this should happen, but this is not happening. Does that make any sense? Or this is happening, so therefore this should be going on, but that's not going on. It's just weirdness, and I actually think that we will connect after the election. I swear everything's just going to happen after that. My real prediction is turmoil after the election. Like, we ain't seen nothing yet, because you know what's gonna happen. And I'll leave that to your imaginations. Oh man, you said you're working so very small amounts, so you don't even deal with the ADR stuff. I hear you. Those are American Depository Receipts. I started to learn to try and learn this mid-January, and then I got to witness this crazy circus, isn't it? It's just, and let me pull up the monthly. Can I do that? What is that? I want to look at that. Let's go back to SPY. Oh, I forgot to look at small caps, because over here I was trying to, back in this area, let me go to the weekly. Back in this area when it really went, I guess, yeah, in here. Is this where we had that volatility? I think it was in here when the markets really started. This is when I think it started disconnecting. And I was losing money because I'm listening to what's going on. And then once I said, F it, the markets are going up, then I started making money. I was making money all up in here. Didn't lose. I did really good on this drop. I didn't lose a lot of money at all. I just stopped making money. And then I started making, I'm doing really well. Everything's all good. But now I'm afraid I don't really have a lot of positions on. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. Something just tells me that you can even look at this megaphone pattern I got drawn. Maybe we go back down. I don't know if it's here. Maybe it's here. I don't know where. I don't know. I really just don't know. And I'm really just totally guessing. Right now, this is bullish still. It's bullish. But you just, man, look, there's a lot of people in trouble out there. And it doesn't look good. I don't, it just doesn't look good. So it's you really got to disconnect that stuff if you want to make money, and just look at these charts. If it's going up, look at Apple. I mean, it goes up 5-10 points every day. It's just because they're gonna do a stock split doesn't even make sense. Tesla, same thing. I mean, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But it's going up, man. I don't know. Oh man, nowhere near Pluto yet. So anyway, let's look at the IWM. Ooh, that's an ugly weekly candle right there at the end, right there. Ugh, that signals top. But it's not a top until it is the top. Okay, so that's the good news. Like, we could open up at the highs here and just go, it means nothing until it is the top. You can see what happened at this candle right here, right? Can I zoom in right here to the left? And it's almost the same candle, and look what happened. It went down. So that's like a inverse hammer. It's not looking good. Just not good. Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, it still has time to repair that top. If you look at the 4-hour, this was bullish right here, man. That's a up, consolidating, and then up. It's a stair step. So I think that looks good. I think that's actually all good right there on the 4-hour chart. And we looked at the daily. No, we didn't look at the daily. What was I looking at with that ugly chart? The weekly. Ugh. Let me pull up the monthly. The monthly looks real good, right? So I like the monthly, don't like the weekly, like the daily, like the 4-hour, and I even like the hour a little bit. I just think that's a consolidation, and see what happens. It's right there at support, right? So hopefully we don't break through, because this could start the what did I say? I didn't like the weekly. This could, I don't know. I like the daily, don't like the weekly. Anyway, this could make the weekly come true, and then the monthly eventually come true if it breaks that level right there. So this last week, look, the volume was just gone. I don't know what happened. This is the hour chart. I'll take it away. Take that back. Friday. Ugly. Volume-wise. Like, there's no volume there. Right? So they traders just said, wait till Monday. I guess, man. Anyway, so that's all. Let me show you what I got going on. Right, so I still got the Walmart. One of the things I put on a DraftKings trade. So we know that was down hard. It was down 5%. It wasn't that bad on Friday because they didn't like the earnings. So I sold the 30, 25, 33 days out. So let's look at that. Now, this is what I like doing. Trades. I like talking about trades. All right, so here. So, if we just draw that, right, a quick level of support. Where am I? What the hell did I sell? The 30.25. Yeah, so I sold right here. I sold at the 30, right? I sold that, and I bought this for protection, the 25. So I'm saying it's going to hold up, right? It was a small trade. You can see what happened. We went down hard on Monday in the beginning. Friday, sorry, and then came right back up, and I think that low is going to hold right there. That's what made me put the position on. So if I could pull up the, say, 5-minute, see, and we can look at what happened on Friday, right? Whoosh! Came down to 32. Then we came all the way back up to 34.5, right? And then down to 33, and now we're going sideways. So I'm hoping that that's the low, and I can make money on that trade. I didn't bet the farm on it. It's just one contract. I sold the 30.25 for, what is that, about $1.55, $65, $1.15. So I make 115, and I'm down to lose 385 on that trade. So let's try to make $60, and then I'm out, right? So that's what I put on. That was different. Carrier, yeah. No, I thought I sold that. No, I kept it though. I was thinking about selling the Carrier, believe it or not. It's just a call. Yeah, I thought about getting out of it just to maybe reposition the position. Does that make any sense? I just got a long call, but see how it looks toppy, right? So I was thinking about just kind of getting out and maybe putting on a small call spread or selling a put spread and kind of just get out the call for a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to maintain. See, that's the weeklies. It was looking weak, so I thought about getting out of that. Still might. Twitter, I decided, and I'm losing on that. Let me see. $46. I bought 2 calls that expire next March. The 40 calls. And Twitter is a hard stock to. You can see I got these. It just disappoints, right? It comes out of nowhere, and here's a little line. I'm estimating somewhere around here. We just plunge down, and look, it happens to be around earnings. Very disappointing stock. It's you can love it and then you can hate it because these drops are painful, and you can see it comes every 6 to 8 months, and boom, 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 boom. So, but look at the volume coming there on the positive side. So I'm long Twitter. I just bought 2 long calls. I'm waiting for like a pop. I'm waiting for us to kind of reach that again, right? I think we can get there. They talk about subscription. This is the monthly beautiful cup and handle kind of forming right here. It's not the prettiest. It was over here, but then it failed. Typical Twitter, and now it's kind of coming back up. I think we can get up here and blow through. I know if we can get through this line right here, we're off to the races, and I'll probably load up on some Twitter, right? If we can get through that area right there, I mean, this is 1, 2, 3 years, and if it can show us a 47, a 50 handle after 3 years, I think that's really, really, really bullish. So that's what I'm hoping for. So you prefer to work? Yeah, that's all I trade is options. And then my other account, I do mostly stocks, buy and hold, with some small option positions like call spreads and debit spreads. I should say call spreads, debit spreads, and credit spreads, right? Small. And not use that for kind of like oomph in the portfolio, right? The alpha. I try to add some alpha to it with those options. And for the most part, I like the dividends. I like the dividend growth, kind of companies, So, and right now I've been trying to stack up on the REITs. I know they kind of depressed right now, but I think they'll get their mojo back. But right now you can get some good high quality dividend ones, high paying dividend REITs, and then when they in favor again, you're all good. The negate earnings per share for Twitter is weird, matching with upward pricing too. I don't know. All I know is I look at the chart. They got the what is that called? The user per whatever they really look at on Twitter. It's just, all I know is just disappointing. It will disappoint you. You will go down 10-15% going in if you take it into an earnings, or you could be up. Generally, it's down. Seems like it. Or if it pops after earnings, it's down within the next couple of days. So it's really, you could see where you were just the last 3 years. Let me get rid of all that. I mean, it's very, even though it's really tight range, and this is what's going to make it blow when it gets through that. So that's 3 years of action for the most part, between 43 and 25. When it gets to the bottom range, buy it. When it gets to the top of the range, sell it until it's no difference. But until it changes. But what I like is, me, if you follow me, I like getting in early. Like say here, I was in for the breakout, and I experienced that candle right there. And I experienced that. It was painful, all the way down to 20. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I lost thousands on that, man. I gave up on it, and it was a slow comeback, and then here's COVID. Here we go again, and then get up here, and then, it's been painful. I owned it back here. I experienced that drop. I experienced this climb. I made money here. I didn't participate. I started participating right here, and then that's when I was experiencing all those downdrafts. It's like, ugh. Now that's a giant range. Yeah, it is. And when it gets out, I mean, it is a range. I can make it look like that. But when it gets out, I think it actually can trend a lot higher. I mean, you'll see what's going on with Facebook, right? I think Twitter, once it finds its in which it could be subscriptions, I think the Twitter can look just like that. Now, the same period, I mean, look at Facebook had a nice range, right? I think this is going a lot higher. It finally broke out. It was a 2.5 year breakout. So I'm not saying it's going to do it tomorrow, even though this market does like to just run it up in a day or two. But it could check back to the top of the range. But I like Facebook, and I was checking out the Facebook Reels, man. It's a straight rip of TikTok, straight rip, So you never know, man. That might be, a nice little money maker. That's what gave it the oomph right out of here is when the Facebook Reels. Look at the volume, right? Look at that. Look at all that weekly volume above the average. Monthly. I'm on the monthly chart, right? So this whole 2.5 years, we haven't seen it since this downturn, and now look at that volume pumping in there. So and on the upswing, right? So I like it. What's the 9 to 40? What's the $9? What is this? $9.40. I don't know what you're talking about with that. What else I got going on? Facebook. Yeah, I'm just straight up long 340 calls out of the money, way out of the money. The position's up $4,385. I'll take it. So you can't say out of the money calls don't get you any action, especially if it's gonna do it tomorrow. Let's think those are, when are those? 2 years? When do they expire? It's 760 days. 2 years. 340. It's almost there. It's almost at 300. Those things are really gonna appreciate it. This thing starts going up, but if it goes up further. But yeah, one thing, if the stock is going up, if it's going up, okay, you really have to know it's going up. You can't be playing around. Can't be doing any sideways action. The out of the money calls would do you right, okay? But it has to be going up, all right? Doesn't matter if it reaches the price, as you can see, right? 340. I was buying those when it was 200. It's up $4,000. As long as it's going up, you're gonna make money, all right? So, but it has to be going up because you can get killed if it's going the other way. It's a shame these stocks are so tempting. Personally, he was never a fan of Facebook, Twitter, or Apple. I've never been a fan of Apple. And I should have been. I could have made a lot of money. Sometimes, it's hard when you're not a fan of something and you miss the action when you're trading stocks. Sometimes you got to push that away. So I bought some Apple shares. I actually I sold all my, in my buy and hold, I sold all of them high flyers. The Google, the app. Actually, I'm in Google options. The app, the Google, the Facebook. Not the Facebook. The Google, the Apple, all that stuff. You know the ones I'm talking about. I can't even think of them. Yeah, because they just ripped. I mean, they're just straight up. The Amazon, the Shopify, even though I still like Shopify as a business. I mean, look at that, man. It's crazy. Right? Damn. And I was so trying to buy some long-term options right here at the breakout. And if you go back, you could check that video out. It just hurts me that I didn't do it because it kept running. So I was waiting for a pullback and I never got one. But man, but they was expensive. That's why I had to really calculate. We was talking about out of the money options years out, costing $25,000. Man, that's a lot of money to be putting in some out of the money type option. So I was trying to figure out spreads and this, and I just got caught up. And the whole time I'm figuring out, this thing was running away from me. So it went from 2,100 when I was doing it to 30. What is it? 30. Is that where it is? Up to 30. What is called the high, 33.44. And that type of position I was trying to put on, I was trying to go big, man. I was loving this breakout. And here we can look at example what I'm saying. You see this big range, right? That's about 2 years. And we finally break out, and this is what happens. So if you go back to Facebook, it's the same thing. It's just now starting. Look, I just showed you the same chart, different stocks. It's just now starting to happen, but Facebook doesn't get a lot of love. They're on Capitol Hill. People don't like it. They think the election, blah, 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 whatever. But these guys is making a lot of money. So back to Amazon, you know, the position I was trying to put on was going to net me like $75,000 when I was looking at the analyzed chart. And damn, I wish I would have put that on because I would have almost been there already. You said it's Sunday. It's not. Is it not Sunday? I hope it's Sunday. Yeah. I don't know. Who's that, Rocket? Yeah, man, I do videos on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, usually one a weekend. Oh, you said it's a shame. Okay, yeah, Crips. I don't know what you're talking about. It's fun day. So, yeah, I figured I didn't do a video on Friday. So I'm like, man, I got to get on Sunday and make a video. Anyway, these consolidations, look, you could even see how the moving averages came in. Let me pull up Facebook. They are so powerful. It's my favorite position. It's my favorite pattern. I love breakouts out of consolidation. So you can see how Facebook was. You see the slow moving average, right? The slow above the high. And now it's doing a zigzag crossing. Now it's separating again. And, you know, believe it or not, even though it wants to do it tomorrow, this action change. What is this? About 4 years. There we go. Up, sideways, right? That's the first leg. A leg, B leg, sideways, C leg, straight up another. I can't draw it. But basically, I'm trying to draw a line that goes up for 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 years, right? Straight up like that. So that's what I see. That's what I see. What's happening, you know? And of course, it's not just a ride, and it's ups and downs on that ride, okay? But for the most part, from the lower left to the upper right, it continues to go. For some reason, for the last 3 months, stocks just want to go straight up. You know, I don't like that. I can't stand that, actually. Excuse me, sir. What is going to happen with the SPY next week? Chopper? Oh, yeah, I remember. Chopper? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in purple because you're... I talked about that in the beginning of the video. Let me pull up the I'm going to use the SPX. And I'm just thinking, you know, what I was talking, the 1 hour. What the hell did I draw? You see how we in this little range? And I drew this line right here to say that we kind of made a lower high, right? We're in a range, but it's still a lower high. Here, I didn't really want to call it a lower low yet, this line, see? But I was like, I just called it a draw. I'm just going to call it a tie, right? Because it even did close above that. So I just think we're in a range, and hopefully we bust out to the upside, right, and not the downside. Otherwise, then it will be a lower low, and then now you're in an official downtrend. So I don't know. I just think we just go sideways. I mean, we're going sideways. We have to decide which way we're gonna go. I would say we did put a lower high in, you know, from here to here. So let's just hope we don't put a lower low in. Otherwise, that could start the trend, right? Weekly, monthly. Monthly looks good, by the way. I think we need everything to participate if we're gonna make a run like the Qs, right? Here's the Qs. You could look at it, just blew through it. This is the monthly. It looked like the double top didn't even exist, right? It just cut right through that straight up. This distance right here, I'm telling you, man, this is what that distance from the moving average, it's too far away. It's too far. It's going to correct. It doesn't have to come down to correct. It could do it in time, meaning this thing just goes sideways, let the moving averages catch up, and then that could be a correction as well. So we don't necessarily have to plunge to get back down there, but that stuff, man, when you get far away from the averages, you got a problem. This is the monthly. All right. If I pull up, where am I? The year 2000, right? That's the beginning of this chart. When do you see us that far away from the averages? Like never. Maybe right here, right? In this area, 2017 was crazy. So in this area, and then maybe right here, which we did correct hard, and oh gosh, we're way up here. So here, correct hard, here. If you know, and look after that, You can see these where it was the buy point. It came clearly below the slow moving average, which is the 20-day. This will be the 20-month. So if it were to get up here and correct like it did in these areas, gosh, and go slightly below that, we would be somewhere over here at 1920, 192. And I'm just simulating. And so let's say that, let's say that, I'll get a little closer so you can see. I say that to here, that's 30% down. Can we have another 30% down? We can, and still have a higher low and still kind of be okay. You know, we are far away from these averages. I don't like that, man. I don't like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, we can come down 30% and still, you know, what happens if I just drew this, right? That trend line probably connects to here as well, right? Something like that. Not the best trend line in the world. If we just come down and touch that trend line, say somewhere like there, that is 32% down. Yeah, I kind of did that already. So if we ever get a 30-point correction, 30 percentage point correction, don't be afraid, get all in. And we'll still be in the uptrend. That's crazy, right? Lose 30% and still in the uptrend. Unbelievable. That's how far we just took off. And you know, the market tries to catch everybody on the wrong sides. You know, right now everybody is on this. Everybody's just bullish. I won't say everybody, but it's all about, how high are we gonna get? Just like you said, you came in and said, Chopper. Well, okay, I thought you said how high. You said what's gonna happen with the spot. I thought you said how high we're gonna go. But that's, keep that in mind. So that's made me my position small, but oh yeah, I forgot Uber. I'm short Uber. Small put spread at 30.5 to 27.5, and so far I'm up $9. It's a small one. Google, I sold the put spread on it, the 1450, 1400. That thing is down. I don't know what's going on there. And Walmart, I'm selling these call spreads. Walmart reports earnings next week. I think it's going to be good. You know, yeah, I don't like the way it's kind of trying to take off, but we can use Walmart as an example of what I was just talking about. And you can see every time it just gets extended from that moving average, you can see what happens, right? We almost there again. So that's why I like having these moving averages on your chart. You know, two of them. Get a slow one, a fast one. You pick one. Mine is the 9 and the 20. For a while there, I had the 9 and the 50 up, but I really like the 9 and the 20. You can put the 50 up. It's a very popular move. So a lot of people have the 50 and the 200. I think that's way too slow and not fast enough. But yeah, that's, you just don't want to go too far away from that, man. You want to kind of just hang in there. And stocks just went ballistic. They went ballistic. Let me see something. Let's bring up like a Kimberly Clark. There's no growth. Oh, look, even that's overextended. I was going to say, we're going to see a stock that just hugs the average. Went down below, but even that's extended. You know, people are going for, I mean, what did they reach in toilet paper? They yield 2.7%. I know you can get Kimberly Clark back at 140. You just got to wait. You just got to be patient. They'll come in. All of these kind of stocks come in. Campbell Pork and Beans. I remember down here, they was like, oh my gosh, the cans are so expensive. I was actually buying down here. Cans are so, like, we ain't going to buy Campbell's anymore. And look, it's up. It's, you know, so look, but this one, it's on the average, right? This is not overextended at all, you know. So you possibly combine. It's not like this is super growth, but a safe stock, Campbell's Pork and Beans. Nobody's thinking about it right now. 2.71% yield, you know, not overextended, you know. So and if where's the pull up the daily? Where's the COVID reaction right here? Look how fast it rebounded. Once they realized they was wiping the stores full of soup. I remember I went to the store after the whole thing was going on, and man, you couldn't get none of that fast stuff like soup. So it went from the low to damn near the high in a week. Now what is that? 53 days. So look at the sideways action. This is the daily good iron condor kind of stock, but yeah, something like Campbell's, little buy and hold. Like I said, you ain't gonna get rich from it, but it's just a safe stock, possibly. People thought they could live without Campbell's soup rolling on the floor. Yeah, Mickey, you need soup. I got my soups. But yeah, they was selling it from here to here. I was like, what's going on with Campbell Soup? And this is a 2-year downturn, 2.5 years. Campbell's was on fire before that. And I was like, wow, people was bailing, Same with Kraft, but Kraft proved that it sucked. Wow, look at they back. Wait a minute. What the hell's going on here? Interesting. Wait, that's not Kraft. It's Kraft Heinz. Kraft Heinz Company. There it is. That's Kraft. Okay, so down for low. I mean, this might even be something. It's finally broke out. Looks like it's broken out right through there, right? So their numbers were terrible. I don't remember them specifically, but Warren Buffett owns a lot of this company. I don't think he dumped it. I'm not sure if he dumped it yet, but now that we all need to eat that processed kind of food, I guess it's making a comeback. Kraft yields 4.5%, right? Making me want to buy some Kraft. I owned it, but it was I think I sold it to buy better stocks, but could be something to get into, I mean, if it ever gets its mojo back, look, it has a long way to go, right? It could be like the Campbell's, and next thing you know, it's making highs. It won't happen tomorrow, but they could be on the right. The what's going on, the sickness gave it the right environment to get its act together to kind of go higher. If that makes any sense. He said Buffett seems to do very weird investments, right? He bought that gold. What is Barrick Gold? I don't know that company. Is it BAR? Anyway, he bought a gold company. He bought a shitload of Bank of America, and he got out of Goldman Sachs completely, and some other the bank stocks, which kind of say, but you're getting in Bank of America. I don't know. I personally think he was a great investor, but now he's old, and he, I don't know if his wisdom is the same. I don't think you can count the 90, how old is he, 92 Buffett. I don't think he's the same as the 65-year-old Buffett or 70 Buffett or even the 35-year-old Buffett. You kind of got to say, you're old now. All right. You got to kind of look at it because he's sucked lately. He's been sucking. But I guess he's best in these kind of markets. What was it? BRK/B, Berkshire Hathaway. This is the one. This is the Berkshire that we can afford. But it's coming back. He owns a lot of those old economy stocks. It's like, he's in insurance. I know Duracell batteries. Was it Burlington Railroad? I can't think of the companies he owns, but it's those slow companies that don't grow. But he's still a smart man. Very wise. Anyway, does he own? I'm not sure. Coca-Cola. Yeah, he owns Coke. He owns that forever, and that was a great investment. Let's pull up the monthly. I don't know all of his holdings. Yeah, Coca-Cola was, but look at that. Coca-Cola this is that sleepy stock, meaning people will forget about this, but once the ballparks and all that stuff starts opening again, don't forget about Coca-Cola. This is why they're down. You can't, all those places you congregate, nobody's buying soda, football stadiums and things like that. So even restaurants. So you can see that little top range. I got it highlighted. See how it broke out of there a little bit? So, Coke. Nice little company. You don't have to worry about turning into a hockey stick on you. He likes his fast food. Yeah, I'm not sure about McDonald's, but I like McDonald's, man. McDonald's. You know what's best about McDonald's? Consistency. You go it doesn't matter what McDonald's do. You go to a Big Mac, it's gonna taste like a Big Mac. A coffee is gonna taste like a coffee. Other restaurants, you'd be like, oh, this coffee sucks and this one's good, or this doesn't taste like that. This doesn't taste like that restaurant tastes, so, but McDonald's has consistency and they fast. The lines are, Chick-fil-A is the fastest, but there's no stock. But McDonald's is fast. There's one in every, you're never more than a mile or so away from McDonald's. You go get something to eat, get the hell out of there. So I like McDonald's. And the app works, the drive-thru, yeah, so I'm in McDonald's. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a good dividend as well. 2.42. So. Chopper! You said a very tasty meal. The fries are too good. Yeah, you got an avocado chicken burger at Wendy's before, and they forgot the whole. You got an avocado burger without the avocado. That's what I'm talking about. Wendy's, and then don't go to a Wendy's when there's nobody there or in line. You're gonna get some cold food. McDonald's, generally that's my policy anywhere, but there's always a line at McDonald's. And when you go, by the way, you can say, I want fresh fries, and they'll pull up and you just wait for it. Or you can say, give me a McChicken, I want a fresh McChicken. And they pull up and they'll fry you a fresh McChicken. A lot of people don't know that. Or fish fillet. You cannot just say fresh. And then you pull up and you'll get the hookup on the fresh hot food. Give me your oldest chicken McNuggets, please. Yep, you'll get that too so if you pull up to a fast food restaurant and there's nobody there, be prepared to get some old food because the food is just sitting there waiting to serve you. And I don't go to any fast food restaurant and there's nobody there. I want to see some activity. I want to go to a semi-busy restaurant. So I know the food's coming out. All right, man, I want to go ahead and end this video. So y'all see what I'm doing. I think we're going to be up to sideways until the elections. I really do. And then after that, it's anybody's game, I don't know. I should say anybody's call. But everything is out of whack. There's a disconnect. The stock market, everything is just out of whack. I don't even know if technical analysis works that much, so you get these hard sell-offs, and then, as long as I keep seeing the V, it's called the V. Here's one. Here's a downdraft that didn't come up quite as hard, so. And did you see the close? Look at the close yesterday. This is a 5-minute chart. That's like, huh? Bounce right, so I don't know. You say, I intend to be in cash during elections because I won't be able to understand what will probably be going on. Remember when Trump won the election and people thought it was totally unanimous that Hillary was winning by a margin, widespread margin, and Trump blew her away, man. It was unbelievable. It was totally unexpected, and the futures plunged 1,000 points that night. And then about the time they opened, it was up like 100 or 2, and the stock market basically went straight up for the next 10-15%. It was incredible. So maybe something like, basically, I'm not saying something's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think wild moves like that's going to happen. Watch for those reversals in the middle of the night, like $1,000 down on the futures, and then the market opens and you're up. That's a huge reversal. Buy stocks. That's what that means. But nobody in their right mind thought it was going to go up like 10-15%. That was crazy. He said, you feel bad for the guy that bought calls a week too early. You talking about on that election? But I don't know what you're actually talking about. It's all about the intuition. But hey, we also had some 3,000 point dips on the Dow in early March. Yeah, I remember one guy, he loaded his money on calls during the whole crash. Oh, yeah. I imagine every time you see a crash or you see a rip, I always think somebody's on the other side of that trade. If we have it makes rich people and it makes poor people too. It makes broke people, so I don't remember specifically what you're talking about, Chopper. But so anyway, I can't read the other guy. Can't read your name. Vezzer, V-E-Z-R. I think it's my first time saying your name. Thanks for being up in here, man, on Twitch. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. Good luck tomorrow. Futures open in 30 minutes. I would stay on till then, but I got to get ready to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. And, of course, wherever they open doesn't mean that's where the stock market's going to open. All right, so thanks for checking me out, man. I don't remember seeing your name, so it must be your first time. Like, subscribe, or I should say subscribe, hit the bell. You can like or unlike, well, I guess if you're with me, you kind of like it. I try to do my best. I'm not, I just talk about me. I ain't pro. If you want the pro advice, you're going to have to go somewhere else. If you want my advice, you can kind of stick around a little bit. I've been hitting it. I've been, getting some base hits. So, did you get, yeah, I did buy that silver and I got crushed. I gave it right back and I think I bought the bottom. We could talk about that real quick. I think I got in. I was like, all right, let me get in. And sure enough, man, I top ticked it. Look at that. Not only I'm thinking, get in. Right, it pushed up, went sideways. I'm thinking it was going to get another push up. We didn't get that. We gapped down and just tanked. I'm trying to draw all kinds of lines right here. And I got out. I got out right here. I stayed in. It popped the next morning. I got out right there. That showed to be a good decision for that day. But, I don't know. I like the gold and silver. I do think it goes higher. But it could be in a little correction right now, So I knew when I bought it, it was the top. This is why I stay away from it. This is why I stay away from hockey sticks. I bought it. I just can't trade it. It's just me. When you can't do something, don't do it. But I did it. I got in. Of course, it gapped down on me. It did it over here as well. Anyway, probably here. Probably there. I think that's where I messed up. Anyway, so it gapped down, and then I got out. Of course, I got out at the bottom, most likely. It won't take another leg down. I just can't trade the thing. I don't know what to do. I mean, this thing, it doesn't really how does it gap that far down? And I don't know. But if you look at this, you see the trend line, right? It broke trend. It came up to the trend line. Didn't go through, so it could actually go lower when you look at this chart right here. And that's typical, right? Gap, once it goes below, back up to like a test, right? And then maybe down. So we'll see if it's over. We'll see if it can capture that trend line. And I would say you could even see that support resistance right there. So, and it's right there on the trend line. So if we can get up here, possibly you can get back on, But don't follow me. I lost like $500 on that trade. You said you could quadrupled up on that drop. Man, it's going past 30. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you was in already, yeah. I took a position high, and so I just like, man, I'm done. I couldn't do it. But I do like your call. I do like what you did, and I think you're going to be all right. I don't think it's going. I think it's going. It's going up, man. The conditions are right for this stuff, and it's not going to change anytime soon as long as the Fed's getting ready to sprinkle out money across the world. You said, the Jewelry Box, babe, your phone's on 8%. All right, babe. Charge it up. I'll be calling you after this video. Yeah, I bought it back around 24 and held for the weekend, but stops were in place. I don't know. I mean, how low you think it's going to go? I guess you can stop out, but just be prepared to get back in, because I do think this is bullish. And you probably too. That's why you got in. And look at the gold. Wow. I mean, it just got a little frenzy. And I remember everybody was talking about it, the media, so it just went too far too fast. And it's the correction. Look, we was talking about it, right? Back to the moving averages, which is there. And if you look back in the past, this is the daily. Here's the best time to buy gold was right there when it crossed, right? And I think we're here now. Draw, yeah. So, right, these were the best times to buy it. Every time it touched that purple line, so I think this is possibly a good time to buy it. It's just not for me. Not looking for much of a Not looking for much, just $27 retest. With some minor profit taken on the way there. Provided it heads that way, I will move stops up to mid 25 and hold. All right, man. I think you know, I think we had enough damage. Well, of course it can go down a lot more, but it scared a lot of people out like me. You know what I mean? And that's what the whole churning is. You know, the weak hands. It gets the weak hands out. Strong hands stay in, make all the money. I was a weak hand, and I had no idea it was going to drop that much. I was expecting I was like, yeah, this thing could drop 2-3%. I put on a trade that can handle that. 2-3-4%, even 5. It dropped 15%. I was not ready for that. I was, if it would have done it like 2% today, 3% tomorrow, and 2% the next day. Yeah, I would have been ready for that. Not the next day down 15%. I just wasn't ready for that, so I got out. Provided it heads that way. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I hope you'll like it. Thanks. Share. You know, Twitter. If you're on Twitter, share the video. I don't think I get a lot of views. Like, comment. You know the whole deal. You watch the YouTubers. They always say like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. You know what to do. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I'll be back tomorrow to see what happens. Wish me luck. Hopefully. For the most part, I think my portfolio went sideways last week. And when I count, I got like 4 accounts altogether. So let's hope I can go up. I want to go up. By the way, I sold some puts in Boeing, and I like that. I just think I might do it. I love that side. I should do a Iron Condor, but I lose money on those, so I know that. So I'll just sell the put side. That low right there. That low, I think it sticks. So I've been selling puts below there. Let's see what happens. All right, y'all, I'm out, man. Thanks for checking me out. Dre Trades on Twitter, Instagram, and right here on YouTube. I'll see y'all.